us as we explore Tettegouche State Park in northern Minnesota along Lake Superior. We spent a total of 5 days here and hiked probably between 20 and 25 miles in total. We've visited the big lake a few times, saw a nice small lake, caught some sunrises and some sunsets. My goal was to capture a few landscape photography opportunities along the way as well. So I think I caught a few. Hopefully enjoy. Thanks for watching. Can you hear the falls? Look at how clear the water is. Trying one now a little bit closer to the falls, also exposure bracketing, and got on average about a 2-second shutter speed just to blur out a little bit of the water, hopefully. Take the shot. Okay, back across the rocks. We're going to head upstream a bit and check out something called the High Falls. Make sure I don't fall in. I think you can see it in the camera, but if you see right there, there's some wreckage of a bridge that used to cross right there. But I think it was earlier this spring where we had some pretty massive flooding and it basically wiped out that bridge completely. So they haven't repaired it yet, so I'm unable to cross the river. Well, maybe I can cross it. It looks kind of low actually, so maybe I'll try it tomorrow. Boy, I don't know if I would have crossed that thing when it was in good shape. So I am in the middle of the river, kind of on this large rock here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm trying an exposure bracket and also a focus stack. So if you can see my screen, hopefully, I'm just going to do 2 different focus stacks. And I want to see if I can make sure I'm focusing in properly. There we go. brighten it up just a little bit. So I have this rock in the foreground. You can kind of see this rock. And then the background. But I think it's kind of too dark now. I had grand plans of this turning out, but it took me too long to set it up. So maybe with some magic in Lightroom, I can salvage some of it. This shot is similar to one I took last night, but this one looks a little better since the sun coming up from behind me is starting to reflect on the trees in the back of the valley looking upstream. So I'm doing another exposure bracketing on this guy and should have a little bit more vibrant colors this time. Okay, I'm trying to get a wide angle shot of the falls with a little bit of a tree background with that cliff. You can see the sun starting to come up over there. I have my tripod basically just leaning up against the guardrail here. And I did put a circular polarizer on, so hopefully I can retain some of the colors. Might have to try this one a little bit later again because although the colors are nice now, I think with the sun coming up here shortly, it should get fairly bright fairly soon, but we'll try this one now. Okay, I just turned into the Lake Superior Overlook. So, still a little bit uphill, but I guess to be expected with an overlook. But it's a nice change of pace since I've been hiking for a while. And I was getting tired and honestly a little sweaty. Jeez. We'll see how the overlook looks. I don't know if you heard that, but there's a loon off in the distance. Such a cool sound. I'm trying something completely different, and I put on my 150 to 500 millimeter telephoto, and I'm zooming in on the trees that you can see a little color, green, yellows, a little bit of red here and there, but I'm not getting any of the water in, but I think that's okay. It's not like a distinct blue or anything, but it's just kind of a cool look zoomed in where you can see the white tree trunks of the birch as well. So we'll give it a shot. Okay, I tilted the camera and lens in portrait orientation, and so I'm going to try and take a panorama. And there's a tree in the middle that's blocking the view about right in the middle. So I'm hoping with that being in the middle that it won't look too awkward. But we'll see how it goes. Another simple view here. Oh, let me get up. This is something that I put into portrait orientation. So there's the camera looking up towards the trail and just got a bunch of cool colors here in the frame. It looks like the sunset is happening right behind this V shape. And I'm trying to get a few photos of it here. So yeah, pretty lucky timing. So I'm gonna shoot away until the color disappears. And I'll be heading back maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles in the dark, but looks like it'll be worth it. Well, it should be a beautiful morning. I'm waiting for the sunrise to rise up here. And in the meantime, I got a nice panorama shot off in the distance. And I have another image teed up that I'll fire off here shortly. But I think actually I might walk over to a section called Shovel Point. That's about 1/2 mile away. Sunrise is scheduled to come up maybe in 45 minutes or so I think timing should be good. But in the meantime, I'll fire this one off and show it up on the screen. Can't believe I'm the only one out here. Okay, I got suckered into another trail path shot. You can kind of see my composition here. There's a downed tree that crosses over the path, and it's split into two, and it shows a couple of different levels, and the path goes around the angle of the down tree, if that makes sense. So I have my composition set up, got some pretty fall colors behind it, and adjusting my circular polarizer a bit, and I'll give it a shot. Okay, I'm back at the steep climb called the drainpipe. I wish I knew why it was called that, because that's an interesting name. But this one is a steep climb, and I'll probably start off with the camera on and then turn it off as it gets more interesting. There's stairs. And then I know there's a steeper climb after that, so I'll catch you on the top. I'm at the top of the drain pipe, and you can kind of see through the trees there's some sunlight that's casting across the other side of the valley. Looks really pretty. And then Lake Superior is just on the other side of that valley on the treetops. So hopefully down a little farther we'll have an opening where perhaps I can get a shot or two. I think I found a spot. Well, the sun did come out for maybe a minute, and it was enough for me to get 3/4 of my panorama, and it was on the side where there was a lot of contrast in the light and the shadow, so I think it'll come out okay. So pretty happy. I did also zoom in and do a focus stack on a few, so hopefully those turn out as well. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I already took the photo because the clouds are moving in, but you can see I have my favorite curved path, and then we have some colorful leaves behind it, and then blue sky up above. So it still looks nice and blue on the camera, on my action camera, but you can tell on the actual camera that it's not as blue as it was. So hopefully I caught it in time. I might take another one quick, actually. Focusing a little bit further up in case I can focus stack. For now, I'm in more of a forest area, as you can see, and I just came down from the drain pipe with that beautiful overlook, and then now the next location that I'm hiking to is called Raven Rock, and that's probably another mile or so, so I have 20 minutes to get there, check it out, and then I'll have to head back. But I think I'm gonna basically be coming back again in the dark, so I do have my headlamp with me, which has been a lifesaver because, man, walking on these rocks and roots in the daytime is challenging, let alone at night. So So I've got a little bit more of a hike ahead of me, and then hopefully catch you back here on Raven Rock. So we'll see you in a bit. The trail takes you back into the woods, so I'm a little confused at why this is an overlook. Maybe this is why. It's called Raven Rock, and there's a big ass rock right there. Big cluster of rocks. This is kind of cool. Yeah, this is one big rock. Crazy. Wow. This is gorgeous. Okay, I gotta set up my camera. I honestly think I got here a little late. The light is really pretty, but I think there would have been some really nice direct sunlight from the sunset, which is from that angle, shining on that grove of trees there in the valley. But perhaps it's a somewhat salvageable. I'm waiting for those clouds on the top to really get a little bit more pink. And then way off in the horizon, you can see Lake Superior. So perhaps there's a combination here that'll work, but kind of still messing with the composition. Well, I got the headlamp on. I'm gonna settle in for about almost a 2-mile trek back, and it's gonna be quite dark when I get back, and I don't know if that's a trail. I better go where I came from. But yeah, it was quite a beautiful view. I got one more shot after I turned off the camera with just a wide angle view that's focusing in on a little bit closer angle of the trees that were really bright red and yellow, kind of like these that I'm walking through currently. It's just about sunrise on Thursday morning, and you can start to see some of the lights reflecting off of that far hill with the beautiful leaves. I just walked up an incline, so apologies for the breathing, but I'm gonna get my camera set up and maybe wait a bit for a little bit more light. Now I'm just going around the other side of this lookout hill. I was up here yesterday or the day before, and I don't quite remember what was up here. Hopefully it's not some epic shot that I wasted all my time on the other side, but we'll check it out. Really pretty. I think this is one of those shots that kind of make the whole trip. I hope it turns out anyway, but just doing a multiple exposure here with my wide angle lens. I have some, I think they're ash or aspens, no, actually they're birch, over here to my right. Just trying to get the whole scene in with a little bit of the sun and then some really pretty clouds up above. So focusing in actually fairly near to me, just so this evergreen here is in focus, and I have a pretty low aperture, so everything else behind it should be in focus, but it's so far off in the distance where I don't think it matters too much. making some adjustments here. I'll fire it off. I'm heading back now. Ouch. And the wind has really picked up. We're going to be out near the water later today, so I think the wind will be behind us and not coming in from Lake Superior. But yeah, it's going to be a windy and then also pretty cool day. It blows down into the upper 30s. So it'll be a little chilly camping tonight. I think the colors have even gotten brighter since we've been here. Been here 4 days now. Boulders up here are just amazing. It's windy, a little chilly. The light is really pretty, but the colors are pretty muted. Not a great photo opportunity, but yeah, still look at that view. Amazing. I'll probably try one photo here and then head back down. All right, so I'm trying the shot again. I was here a few days ago with it was overcast and not very colorful. Here it's blue sky, sunny, still not very colorful, but there's nice shadows that's going across the valley, and there's a taller pine tree in the middle of one of the sunlit areas that's kind of in my third of the frame on the right hand side. So aiming towards that and doing an exposure bracket just to maybe hopefully get some of the light out of the photo as well. So give it a shot. Well, that was just a quick shot, and I'm back on my way. I probably climbed half a mile up this bluff, but it was still worth it. It was really pretty. So hopefully that one turns out a little better than the other ones that I was looking at from the other night when there really wasn't any sunlight. So on to the next stop. Well, I made it to the lake that I was here 2 nights ago, where I had a really cool shot of sunset. It really wasn't a sunset, it was just some pink light behind some clouds because it was a really overcast sky, but it was really pretty. So now I'm here on clear skies, kind of windy, but it really looks beautiful. Looks like I maybe have, I don't know, half an hour, an hour before sunsets behind the ridge over here. Maybe less than that. there's an overlook that's a little ways up ahead, so I may just try and take a peek at that overhead or overlook and then come back here for the sunset. So I've been here probably about a half an hour. I think this has been the story of my trip here. I'm just about 10 minutes late. I got here and I was showing the video camera around and looked like there was some really nice light that was bouncing off the back of the other side of the lake here, but then some clouds came over and covered up the light, and then just when the sun was about to set, the clouds cleared and there was a little bit of light bouncing off of the trees on the horizon. So I got a couple of photos of that, but it really wasn't as bright as when I first got here. So I just missed it, but maybe some of the photos I got did turn out. But still looks really pretty. Sunset with the pink clouds in the background is really beautiful. It's already getting dark here when there's some tree canopy, but you can still see some of the sunlight and pretty color in the leaves. So I'm going to start heading back. I got back super late last night and I walked probably a mile in almost pitch darkness, and my headlamp was starting to die. So I don't want to go through that again. That was a bit stressful. But I made it. So I'm gonna head back now and check back in with you if I see anything kind of cool along the way. Well, this is where I was when I started off basically and said I was gonna come back here for sunset. And I ended up spending more time on the other side of the lake, missing the sunset over there, but looks like maybe if I can set up quickly for a shot. Oh, that looks kind of cool too. Okay, I gotta set you down here and focus. All right, I don't remember what direction I came from. Check out the map. I think I go straight here. Yeah. Well, that's a wrap for this trip. So if you watched until the end, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed some of the scenery and hope you enjoyed some of the photographs. So thanks again for watching. Take care.